Hi, I'm Emily and I'm the Castle Girl. Today I'm at New Slains Castle. New Slains Castle is a ruined late 16th century tower house castle. New Slains Castle sits precariously on a high cliff top facing out to the North Sea, around a mile from Cruden Bay to its west, in Aberdeenshire in Scotland. The castle was constructed by Francis Hay, who was the 9th Earl of Errol, around 1597. The title Earl of Errol was first given to William Hay in 1453 by King James II of Scotland. The Hay clan were a powerful family, owning large areas of land in eastern Aberdeenshire. Francis was the son of Andrew Hay, the 8th Earl of Errol, and his wife Lady Jean Hay. She was also her husband's cousin, as she was the daughter of his uncle, William Hay, who was the 6th Earl of Errol. Francis took over the title in 1585 after the death of his father. The seat of the earldom during this time was, as is now known as, Old Slane Castle. The last remnants of this are around 7 miles further down the east coast of Scotland, near the village of Colliston. This 13th century fortress was blown up and slighted in 1594 by orders of King James VI of Scotland. The reason being was Francis Hay had been declared a traitor after his signature was on documents known as the Spanish blanks. These were letters found which were allegedly plotting a pro-Spanish invasion of Scotland, with the outcome being a Catholic revival. Hay had converted to Catholicism earlier in his life. Hay left Scotland in 1595, but returned in 1596. At this time he was in protection of Queen Anne of Denmark. He returned to favour with King James after renouncing his Catholic faith in 1597. During this period, Hayes used the location at Cruden Bay to build his new square tower and a courtyard. This was originally named Bowness. The castle was extended and added to around 1664, building a classical gallery-style corridor across the courtyard. It had arched openings with blind windows and was 2 stories high. You can see the main entrance with its large arch at the southwest of the castle. There are 3 stories to the castle and the entrance has rounded towers on each side. Around 1836, the further extensions and remodelling took place, adding further wings and a granite facing. There was a square planned stable area in the north end of the structure and has a 2-storey round tower at each side. The buildings in the north-east were the outhouses for the stable workers and blacksmiths. There is a section that joins the main tower which would have housed the brewhouse, kitchen and other service buildings. You can see the fireplaces and ovens used to make bread. The castle is now roofless, and there are no interior features left and no floors. Only the remains of the timber joists are visible. The most impressive part of the castle layout is the octagonal hall in the middle of the main squared building. This was apparently the inspiration for the octagonal room in Bram Stoker's bestseller novel, Dracula. Stoker stayed in Cruden Bay around 1888 while writing his novel. Other notable visitors that stayed at New Slains Castle were Samuel Johnson and James Boswell on part of their tour of the Highlands of Scotland in 1773. They dined with the Lady Errol and her children on the night of their arrival, as stated in Boswell's journal. Johnson comments in his journal, "From the windows the eye wanders over the sea that separates Scotland from Norway, and when the winds beat with violence must enjoy all the terrific grandeur of the tempestuous ocean." The Franco-Irish Jacobite soldier Nathaniel Hooke was sent to New Slains Castle around 1705 by King Louis of France to instigate a Jacobite rebellion in Scotland. However, this never happened, but he later returned in 1707 to gather information to start the planned French invasion of Britain for King Louis to support the Jacobites, restoring James Francis Edward Stuart to the British throne. This invasion failed, and the Scottish Jacobites saw no military action at this time. When Charles Hay, the 13th Earl of Errol, died without an heir in 1717, the title passed to his older sister Mary Hay in 1718, along with the titles of High Constable and Knight Marshal of Scotland. New Slains Castle was used as the main centre for landing Jacobite agents in Scotland. This was by Mary during the 1745 Jacobite uprising. She was helped by a colourful character known as the Laird of Udney's Fool. The title was passed to Mary's great-nephew, James Lord Boyd, after her death in 1758. James Lord Boyd then changed his name to Hay. His father was William Boyd, the 4th Earl of Kilmarnock. It was the 18th Earl, William Hay, who commissioned John Smith during the mid-1830s to completely rebuild and remodel Newslanes Castle, and around the 1890s it was Thomas Hayton Mawson who designed the gardens. By the beginning of the 20th century, Newslanes Castle was used by the 20th Earl of Errol, Charles Hay, as a high-class rental holiday home. Some of its guests included Robert Baden-Powell, the Prime Minister of Britain, Henry Asquith, and also Sir Winston Churchill. Building, high living and agricultural costs, along with inheritance taxes, forced Charles Gore Hay, the 20th Earl, to sell Newslanes by 1916. This ended a 300-year ownership of the Hayes family owning Newslanes Castle. Sir John Reeves Ellerman purchased and resold the castle in 1922. The castle by this time was abandoned and had fallen into ruinous condition. It was bought hereafter by a demolition company from Dundee, who sold off removable features of the castle, including expensive dressed stones, other masonry and the slated roof tiles. Although more recent reported plans to rebuild and convert the castle into holiday homes again were outlined in 2004 by the Slanes Partnership, this never happened due to financial difficulties. The castle has since been left to ruin, and these ruins are listed as a B categorised building by Historic Environment Scotland. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to visiting a castle near you. Bye!